Hi, welcome back to another edition of Sports Inc. with Scott Taylor. I'm Mark Gregory. A lot of big things to talk about this week. Some football, some state sectional golf we're at, and a bunch of other things. And Scott, you saw the game of the week this week. Turned out to be a pretty decent game there, in a game that meant a lot in the SBC race and as well as the conference or the state playoff race.
Yeah, it was a really good game actually. This is like I predicted. Plainfield North actually came out to 21-7 lead at one point in time in the game on Minooka. Minooka came back and won 28-21. Plainfield North definitely has chances. Too many penalties really did them in. But it was, North was moving the ball at will. Minooka's pass defense not looking too good. But Calvin Hill made a big run in the second quarter. Managed to stay alive on his feet, and everybody thought the play was done. He runs in for a touchdown. Turned the whole momentum in the game around. North couldn't do anything offensively in the second half, thanks to pass rush, and Minooka went on and got the big win. Remains undefeated in the conference. Plainfield North now needs to win out and hope that it has enough playoff points, as they're sitting at 3-4 right now.
Yeah, I said all along, Minooka is the cream of this conference. I mean, pass defense a little weak and everything, like I said, but I think those passing teams have to have that offensive line to do it, because with guys like Vesper and Hamilton up there, I mean, these guys are, they're just a beast. I mean, Vesper's just he's just a mountain of a man. I mean, he's quick too for a big guy. I mean, if you don't watch out, I mean, he's at the quarterback on his back, pretty quick, and it's hard to get up from a lot of hits from guys like that. So
yeah, it is. It was though, Plainfield North doesn't have a very big offensive line, and that made a big difference too. Wait till next couple. Oswego, last game of the year. Oswego is normally a bigger team. I think we'll wait to see my pick, but Minooka's pass defense leaves something to be desired. That's for sure, and that's going to cost them at some point in time this year.
Yeah, all depends. I mean, the Ryan West and the Oswego, they might be out of it by that point, kind of cashing it in. So who knows? We'll see what happens there.
They won't be cashing in. They're playing for playoff. They'll be playing for conference championship that week. So I don't think they're cashing it in. Could be. They will be, no matter what happens this week. But you were also, we were kind of the south side here this week. Minooka and Wilmington. Getting some pub to the southern schools, and talk a little about the Wilmington game against Westmont. We cover Westmont now, and we saw them for the first time this year. A lot different from what we're used to with 19 players.
I'm telling you, this guy, the team came out, and I told their coach, I told Marcus Dula this after the game. I was talking to him, I said, the team came out, and I was looking kind of for where's the rest of the team. And I realized that was it. They had, I counted 19 players. I think they had 21 on the roster. 2 guys were hurt. I think I counted like 18, 19 cheerleaders. So I mean, just not a big school, not a big, a lot of team. I'll say what, these kids are talented. I mean, pretty impressed at the talent. I mean, Wilmington is just.
You have 19 kids on your team. You have to be somewhat talented to go 4-3.
Yeah, and so, Wilmington is always the class of that conference. I mean, playing against them was tough, but I mean, they kept taking their licks, and quarterback Tim Dahl. I mean, this kid didn't start the first game at quarterback. Came in and was playing well. Got knocked out of the game late. But he was just getting hit after hit after hit, and kept standing in there and taking the hits and throwing the ball around. So I mean, impressive team overall. I mean, talent wise for a small school, and it's good to see them. Hopefully, I'm pulling for them. Hopefully they can get this win over Herscher this week. Peter told last week that the season's going to be tough there. But the Herscher, this game here coming in a 2-win team, it's winnable. We'll see what pick I make later on in the day. But I'm hoping they can get it done.
One of the other teams to give a little bit of props to under the radar would be Downers Grove North. Luckily our film didn't come on last week because of it was too long. But we didn't have the kindest things to say about Downers North when we were picking them. We thought they kind of mailed it in. But they came out and proved us wrong and got the win.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them for sticking it out and picking up a second win. And also Plainfield Central, a big homecoming win over Plainfield East. That was kind of the de facto game of the week, just because both teams are trying to win out for a playoff spot.
You talk about not kind things to say. I don't think we had too many kind things to say about the Plainfield School Board and this stupid Saturday homecoming thing too. But hey, you know what? It came into the Wildcats' favor and they got the win. So
yeah, it was big for them. And then we were also we're getting into playoff time now. So week after week we're gonna be running up through some playoff stuff now. Some golf, state this weekend. Sectionals just took place yesterday for most teams. We still have some Nile schools trying to get in for the girls' side. But the rest of them are done. We have a few state qualifiers. You saw a couple of girls that qualify for state.
Yeah, so Christy Callahan from Bennett came in right on the number at 83. And then we had Crystal Garrison from Lockport come in, a little bit under that, and both of them, go to the state with an open mind and hoping to shoot better. Garrison thinks that she can cut that number down a little bit. Nerve-wracking day. I mean, it was. I hate to say this, but completely mismanaged over there by Marist. I mean, first everybody came in, didn't know what the number was going to be. Then it was a playoff. First was going to be a playoff for 83. Then no playoff for 84. All the 84s went out there, started warming up for the playoff. Then they realized there wasn't going to be a playoff, so they forgot to tell the girls out there who were warming up that they weren't going to. I mean, it was just completely mismanaged. But on the end, 83 got through. We had 2 girls get through. For that, so
what do you think of their chances at state? I mean, does anyone have a chance to be all state, or is it going to be hard?
Yeah.
Probably going to be hard based on the numbers.
It is, but I mean, Garrison, really believes that she can, get in that, in that mid-70s. So I mean, we'll see. I think she has the ability and talent to do it. We'll see. She seemed, really focused yesterday. So I mean, if she goes out and performs at her best, I really think that that she has a chance to get up in there. How about the guys' stats, guy? You saw a couple Lockport and Joliet Township kid get through on the other. Huh?
Yeah, we had Trent Wallace from Joliet, a freshman. He couldn't believe he made it. He was ecstatic about that. I mean, he couldn't believe that was his goal. But as a freshman, you never think that he made it on the number with 76, as did AJ Miahovic from Lockport, who also made it on the number senior year. Good way to go out. So it was a good day from that aspect for those teams. Nate Lee from Niles West made it out in a different sectional. But real quick, too, talking about a little bit heartbreaking thing on the Plainfield side. 2 qualifiers last year, they had a big state drought of a few years. As you know, since I think Dan Roth was the last state qualifier, one of the last ones at least, that really made a name for himself. And then last year, Matt Ward and Nick Corbin both did, and Ward's come back this year, high hopes. Talked to me in the interview, very gracious. I appreciate both of them for talking to me. It's missing by a stroke as a senior. Last thing you want to do is talk about it. So I appreciate them for talking to me. But, you talk about put a lot of pressure on himself. You make the state last year. You have a big year this year coming up. A lot of pressure. 77, miss it by 1. Same thing with, from Plainfield South, Matt Ward, by the way. Caleb Kissel, Plainfield North, missed it by a shot. Mitch Young's been shooting low 70s all year, missed it. So it comes down to 1 week. Anything can happen. And, an Oswego kid made it with a 75, and he was below all 3 of those kids all year. And he just picked the right time to have a good score. So that's where state series, you can name the sport, tennis, cross country. It doesn't matter what you do during the year. Really, it's can you peak at the right time? And unfortunately they did, and it's sad to see the careers end like that.
Did you think the numbers were going to be a little bit better? I know we were talking earlier. I think you were expecting the guys out there to dominate Inwood. Not an overly difficult course out there. I know, and with some good players, I think you're expecting that number to even be lower. Huh?
Yeah, they play girls conference there because it's an easier course.
Right.
And I heard in practice rounds people are talking about Matt Ward 71, a few other kids 71 in practice rounds. We had 171 all day, so the wind was up. That made it a little bit harder. Nerves had to be there. But you look at the sectionals the past couple years. They played down in Edwardsville last year. The numbers are pretty even. They said the course is pretty even, but the number was 74. I think 74 or 75 made it out. And 2 years ago, they used to play at Pekin, which is a really hard course. I think they said it's state. Maybe that's where they play state now or something. I'm not sure about that. But those numbers are even lower. So the same teams. So I don't know what was with the scores, but I was expecting 74 to be the cut line for sure.
Oh yeah, it was a good week. Now we get into. We're getting into cross country here coming up. We had a conference, which opened that conference regional sectional state, which they got to get rid of that regional sectional thing. That's a whole different story. We got volleyball coming up real soon. Tennis states happening this weekend.
Tennis sectionals this weekend. Big weekend for that, and soccer playoffs start Friday. So it's getting crazy. Next week we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna get you out of your football element a little bit too. I mean, next week's show's gonna be expanded. Definitely gonna be expanded. We're gonna be talking 1 week before playoff time. Who's gonna be in? Who's gonna be out? We got tennis, what's going to happen at Tennis State. Bennett is loaded for Tennis State, that they're going to make some noise.
We got volleyball, JC and Bennett.
JC and Bennett, that's got to be talked about.
Been waiting all year for this matchup here. I mean, the two teams have been playing. Other people have been in some great tournaments, the A6, everything. But this is the game as far as our coverage area, we would want to see these two powerhouses.
Maybe we need a 3-segment show next week. What do you think? I mean, there's too much stuff going on. You hate to leave out a team that a soccer or another sport that's really competing right now. I guess soccer's still a week away. Is this playing games? But yeah, you got tennis, and definitely tennis is something we got to talk about next week. And football and the big volleyball game. Here at Mark has to say next week. Come out Thursday night. It's a big game. Who's your pick? Real quick.
You know, I'm taking JCA. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just think I think sometimes.
I think this guy went to JCA.
No, I think
loves JCA
in a game like this, I think sometimes the underdog is the one who just has a little bit more. I think Bennett's probably a better team. I think sometimes that underdog has a little bit more of want to, and in him, and the other one just kind of sits there.
Not for this game, my friend. Bennett's gonna win this one. I think it'll be a good match, but I think Bennett's gonna win. But that's all the time we have now. I'll check back momentarily. We're gonna have our football picks up. Hopefully this week they will work and we'll stay under the time limits.